Hey everyone, my name is Sean Arnold and welcome to the final episode for the week of MADOLCHE. It is myself versus AK, round 3 of our little match of MADOLCHE'S versus Shadolls, and it looks like I have to go first. There's a couple of things which I have in my hand. I have Instant Fusion, MADOLCHE Magaline, Reinforcement of the Army, Max Z, and Royal Decree. Now this isn't the most optimal idea or opening hands for a MADOLCHE deck. Ideally you want definitely a copy of Angeli on the first turn or so. But one thing which I wanted to do in this deck is I wanted to be able to have a monster in this deck which I can special summon to the field, start furthering plays in my own deck, but will also hurt my opponent. Kind of like a monster that has kind of the effects of a trap card. And I'm going to try and do that now. For my targets, I'm going to add one copy of TG Striker from my deck to my hand. And TG Striker is a level 2 tuner monster, which I'm going to normal summon to the field. And because it's an Earth type, I'm now going to go for a Synchro monster a little bit later on. But first I'll play Instant Fusion and go into Fusionist. Fusionist is a level 3 Earth Beast monster. And those who've been watching and tuning into the week of MADOLCHE will know exactly what I'm doing here. But for those who are shooting in for the first time or so, I am going to now make a synchro summon of a monster called Naturia Beast. Now, Naturia Beast is a synchro monster which requires you to use one Earth tuner, and one non-tuner Earth monster. So TG Striker and Fusionist both fulfill that. And its effect is that anytime during either player's turn that a spell card is activated, you can send the top 2 cards of your deck to the graveyard and then negate the activation. This is fine for a MADOLCHE deck. It's actually really advantageous because putting monsters in the graveyard allows you to activate cards like Hoot Cake later on, and you can get monsters that you really need back into your deck with cards like Chateau if you want to. AK is going to start off here by playing Mathematician. Mathematician is a level 3 Earth monster, which is going to allow him to send one level 4 or lower monster from his deck to the graveyard. Now for Shadolls, this is really good because they all activate when they're sent to the graveyard, and he's going to send Shaddoll Squamata, I believe. Yep, that is Squamata. And Squamata has an effect that when it is sent to the graveyard, you can send one Shaddoll card from your graveyard. Basically allowing AK to thin his deck by 2 cards, sending more monsters to the graveyard, and that way allowing him to get to the key cards quicker. Plus, depending on what monster he chooses, he'll be able to activate a particular effect. He sends down a copy of Shaddoll Falco, and Shaddoll Falco, when it is sent to the graveyard by a card effect, allows itself to be special summoned in face down defense position on the field. This is really good for a Shaddoll deck because of 2 things. One, I believe Falco is a tuner, although I'm not sure if Shadolls have any synchro monsters, so I'm not sure why it's a tuner. And also, when Falco is flipped face up, it has a flip effect that allows it to special summon one Shaddoll card from the graveyard. And I think Squamata has a decent effect. I can't quite remember what it is, but it has a decent effect that can be used. Fortunately for me, I managed to draw into MADOLCHE Angeli, and Angeli is now going to start her shenanigans of getting monsters out of the deck and thus creating bigger monsters on the field. So let's start off with activating her effect. Angeli, when she is tributed, she can sit to the graveyard. She can special summon one MADOLCHE card from my deck to the field, and the one which I'm going to go for is MADOLCHE Hoot Cake. MADOLCHE Hoot Cake is a level 3 1500 attacking monster, and its main focus is its effect. And its effect is that it can banish one card from the graveyard, one monster card from the graveyard, and then you can special summon a MADOLCHE card from your deck. So by doing this, I'm going to be able to allow myself to special summon an extra monster from the deck. So I'm going to get rid of Angeli, send that to my banish pile, and now special summon MADOLCHE Messengelato, or Gelato, Messengelato. MADOLCHE Messengelato, when it is special summoned, is able to add a MADOLCHE spell or trap card from my deck to my hand. And at this point, I only run 2 of them. I only run 1 copy of Ticket and 1 copy of Chateau. And the one which I'm going to go for is Ticket, because Ticket creates benefits. Actually, just thinking to myself, I don't have what it takes to make a version of MADOLCHE Queen Tiramisu. So, not sure if I'll be able to use Ticket straight away. The other option is for me to go into Chateau and maybe go for a 500 attack boost. and I'm gonna go for that instead. Normally I would go for Tiramisu, but I can't make Tiramisu right now, so I'm gonna have to try a different play. And I really want to get rid of my opponent's face down cards ASAP. Shaddoll is going to give a 500 attack boost to all of my MADOLCHE cards on the field, making Hootcake 2000 attack and making Mesengalato a 2100 attack monster. If I had any MADOLCHE cards in my graveyard, it would have shuffled them all back into my main deck, and then I would have been able to use the effects again from the deck. But I don't have any in my graveyard, and that's fine by me, because I wouldn't have liked to have shuffled Angelique back into the grave just yet, back into the deck just yet. So now I'm going to try and work out what can I do to get around my opponent's cards. If I attack Mathematician, it's going to activate an effect where it will allow him to draw one card from his deck, and if I attack the face down card, it will Falco, he'll be able to special summon one Shaddoll card from his graveyard to the field. I don't really have a way which I can stop this, so either A, I just push through and try to do what I can, or B, maybe I could find another way around it. I'm going to attack the face down card with MADOLCHE Hootcake, and before am I going to wait for this to go through? No, it's going to go through, and Falco's going to get flip face up. Now it's going to be able to special summon one Shaddoll card from the graveyard to the field. Now Squamata is on the field, and when Squamata is flipped face up, it allows my opponent to target one monster on the field and destroy it. This is a little worrying because this means he's going to be able to destroy Naturia Beast pretty soon. And so I'm trying to think to myself, am I going to just be able to, should I just push through it? Should I just force the activation now and destroy that card? Or should I hold on and keep Naturia Beast going for a little while? I think I'm going to maybe destroy Mathematician first and then let my Naturia Beast be destroyed. But it's hard to say. It's hard to say in this situation. And what makes Shaddoll so good is that they're going to benefit from me attacking them. This helps further their plays. It makes them, gives them extra resources. And if I wait though, it's not really going to help me either. So Naturia Beast is going to attack the face down card. And now he's going to be able to destroy Naturia Beast, which is sad. Naturia Beast does like to pressure a Shaddoll player quite a bit, but as you can see, Shadolls have really easy outs to something like Naturia Beast in this day and age. So now I'm going to end my turn. Nothing else I can really do for this turn, and let's see what a Killer AK has up his sleeve. But I really have enjoyed playing a MADOLCHE deck. I'm looking forward to taking this to Yugioh Death Pro and seeing what MADOLCHE'S can do in the current environment. I hear they have a new boss monster called MADOLCHE Chocolat a la mode or something similar to that. And I can't wait to see what it can actually do and if it's any good. My opponent plays Lila of the Lightsworn and destroys my face down spell trap card, which is Royal Decree, and as I said before, I'm not too worried about that because I don't really think a Killer AK runs that many traps that I was going to negate anyway, so it's kind of just there for bait. And now he plays Shaddoll Fusion. Shaddoll Fusion is a card which, I'll wait for this to finish. Shaddoll Fusion is a card which allows you to special summon one Shaddoll Fusion monster from your extra deck. And if I had a monster which was special summoned from the extra deck on my side of the field, a Killer AK would have been able to use resources from his deck. Sorry, Real Born Killer, I don't want to play Smite right now. I actually have not touched Smite at all since downloading it, really. Not really my kind of game, I don't think. Now, the fact that his monsters were sent to the graveyard by a card effect also allows him to trigger. One card allowed him to add one Shaddoll monster from his deck to his hand, and another sent a spell or trap card, Shaddoll spell or trap card from his deck to the graveyard. What's also going to be difficult about this is that El Shaddoll Winder has an effect where she prevents monsters from prevents me from summoning more than one monster per turn. She attacks MADOLCHE Mesengalato, and fortunately I'll be able to use Chateau's effect to balance it to my hand. Earlier in a couple of videos I did say that I'm not really too big of a fan of MADOLCHE Chateau. It's an okay card, it's decent for what it does, but I still feel like I don't really rely on it too much as I thought I would, which is fine, but yeah, no, it's a decent card, it's an okay card. Now, in the end phase, AK is going to send 3 cards from the top of his deck thanks to Lighter of the Light Swarm, and he sends 1 copy of Shaddoll Core, which is going to allow him to get a copy of Shaddoll Fusion back from his graveyard to his hand, and 1 copy of Shaddoll Hedgehog, which, if I recall, allows him to add 1 Shaddoll monster from his deck to his hand, except the same monster. He has 1 copy of Shaddoll Hound, and now here comes Shaddoll Fusion again, ready for him to reuse again and abuse. AK really does have me on the ropes here. It's going to kind of be hard to come back from a play like this, especially with a monster like Window on the field, where I can only summon once, special summon once per turn. This might be really challenging, difficult to get around. Having a look at my extra deck, there really isn't much I can do. I could use Hoot Cake's effect to special summon, but I wouldn't be able to do anything else. And I don't really have any cards that allow me to attack and destroy Winder. I feel, if I'm not mistaken as well, Winder also cannot be destroyed by card effects. And so it's going to be a little tough. So at this time, I'm just going to stall around for a bit. I'm going to use Madolche Magaline. I'm going to search out another Madolche card. Probably going to go for Angeli, because Angeli is a playmaker. But maybe not. Yep, Angeli will do. And then I'm going to try and destroy Lila and get her off the field so that my opponent's not milling more cards. But again, this isn't really the greatest of situations. First, let me use Hoot Cake's effect. Hoot Cake can manage 1 monster from my graveyard, and I can special summon another Madolche monster from my deck. At this point in time, I'm just going to get rid of one thing. I'm going to get rid of TG Striker, just in case I manage to get out Levier the Sea Dragon later on. And maybe able to make some more Synchro 5s or Synchro 4s with it. Now I re-special summon Messenger Lato. Messenger Lato is going to allow me to add Madolche Ticket from my deck to my hand, so that if any of my Madolche cards are destroyed while there's a Fairy type monster on my side of the field, I can special summon another one from my deck. That isn't really the case right now. I really do need Tiramisu out there, but for the time being, I'm not going to really be able to use Tiramisu because of Winder. Unless for some reason I manage to get lucky and have 2 level 4s out without special summoning on the field, which is very unlikely, to be honest with you. Now I really do need to get rid of Lila so that she's not destroying my back row. So let's attack Lila, the Light Swan Sorceress. And then we'll end my turn, because that's really all I can do for now. Before the end of my turn, my opponent plays Sinister Shadow Crimes, or Games. Sinister Shadow Games. This allows him to send 1 Shadow card from his deck to the graveyard. Then you can change any number of face down cards to face up position, but I don't think he's going to use that. He sends Squamata, and now he's going to send Shaddoll Dragon from his deck to the graveyard. Shaddoll Dragon has an effect where, when it is sent to the graveyard, it can destroy 1 spell or trap card on the field, and my opponent's going to get rid of Madolche Chateau. During the end phase, because Hoot Cake uses its effect, he does get sent back to the deck, which is kind of unfortunate. But thankfully, Madolche Ticket managed to activate, and now I'm going to be able to add 1 Madolche monster from my deck to my hand. Not really too sure again, really of what to go for, so I'll go for Magaline again, just because it's a level 4. Kind of just gonna stall this out a bit, and hopefully I can find a way to turn this around, because right now he's kind of got me locked under a monster that is much bigger than my cards, and I can't really special summon. AK plays Foolish Burial. What's he gonna send to the graveyard this time? Shadolls are really good with cards like Foolish Burial. It basically turns it into a card which could be an MST, could be a card which allows him to draw, and in this situation it's going to be a card which allows him to destroy a spell or trap card on the field. He gets rid of my face down Royal Decree, and it makes cards like Foolish Burial really versatile. I've been wondering whether other cards such as Next to be Lost will also be useful in a deck like Shadolls, although they might be a little bit hard to run, because it requires you to send a monster of the same name of 1 on the field. I might try out in maybe some other builds as well, But at the moment, Shadolls kind of in Legacy of the Duelist, they have all they need to really kind of just mill whatever they want whenever they want. Their fusion cards are really good for that too. My opponent plays Raigeki, and Raigeki is going to destroy all monsters on my field, but fortunately the MADOLCHE cards will activate, and they'll be sent to back to the deck instead of being sent to the graveyard. Really not too helpful in this situation right here, but thankfully MADOLCHE ticket will allow me to add one of MADOLCHE monster from my deck to my hand. The question is which one to go for. Really, there's nothing that's going to get me out of this situation. I've already got a Magaline in the hand. I could go for another Angeli. Angeli would be fine. The only cards which I really don't want for my deck is Hootcake and Messenger Gelato, because they're better searched out. So I'll go for another copy of Mewfuel. Mewfuel might come in handy a little bit later on. It doesn't really have a good effect per se, but it helps swarms the field a little bit, and that might be able to keep me alive for a little while longer. Killer AK plays one monster face down, and then is he going to attack directly with Winder? Maybe. He does have Shaddoll Fusion in his hand as well, but maybe he doesn't want to play it when he can't get rid of some of my cards. I'm not really sure why he chose not to play it yet, but 2200 from Winder is going to go to me directly, and now he plays Shaddoll Fusion. A little strange. And he's going to get rid of Winder, and he's going to get rid of another monster. Armageddon Knight. And he goes for another El Shaddoll Winder. Now, some of you may be thinking, why did he do that? Probably as I was at the time of recording this. The reason why he did that is because when El Shaddoll Winder is sent to the graveyard, he can add one Shaddoll spell or trap card from his deck, his graveyard to his hand. And he wants to go for El Shaddoll Fusion. El Shaddoll Fusion is a quick play spell card, which allows him to fusion summon one Shaddoll monster from his extra deck. And with it being a quick play spell, that's really good, because it allows him to dodge certain effects. In my turn, I draw into Upstart Goblin, which gives me a copy of Spell Striker. Still no real outs to Winder. I'm gonna have to just again just kind of keep monsters on the field and just take it easy. I'm having a look in the extra deck to see if I can find anything, but really there is nothing I can really do in this situation. My best option, in my opinion, is just to use Mewfuel and swarm the field with as many monsters as possible, and then just take the hits as I can. So yes, I will activate the effect. And which one to go for? The question is, which one do I want to lose? See, I could go for Messenger Gelato, because Messenger Gelato is no longer got his effect, unfortunately, and with him in my hand, he really isn't that useful. Even if he had this effect, he wouldn't be able to, or had more MADOLCHE cards in the deck. He wouldn't be able to activate that effect if he was special summoned from my hand. He has to be special summoned from the deck. I attack the face down card, which is Shaddoll Hound, and this allows my opponent to target one Shaddoll card in his graveyard and adds it to his hand. What card is he going to go for? That's Squamata. He wants to go for Squamata. Interesting. And really, that's all I can do this turn. Kind of cornered at this point here. Really not in a great position. Killer AK has got me pretty much on lockdown with that El Shaddoll Winder. There's not a lot I can really do to kind of get out of this. My MADOLCHE cards really are just not strong enough to get over Winder and destroy it by battle. Gonna have to just really pray that I draw into something really good. So Killer AK sets down one card, and now he normal summons El Shaddoll Hound. Unusual, I didn't expect him to do that, but I guess he wants to attack with both. And then he attacks into MADOLCHE Messenger Gelato. Not sure why he crashed into it, or why he wanted to do that. His effect won't activate from that, so not quite sure why he did that. Maybe he should attack Mewfuel, but we'll have to wait and see. I add Magaline to the hand thanks to MADOLCHE ticket, And now this is going to hurt a little bit. I should take 1700 damage from this one. That's going to leave me on 3000. And Mule Fuel is going to get sent back to my deck. This is a really bad situation. Not sure why Killer AK attacked with Hound into Mesogalato. Maybe he thought it was weaker or something. I don't know. But he's got all the field presence on the field. He's got more than enough resources. What do I draw into? I draw into Mystical Space Typhoon. Is this going to help me much? Don't really think so, to be honest with you. I'm going to have to just keep on stalling. I'm going to play Magaline, and now I'm going to add something from my deck to my hand. Let me see, what can I do? Is there anything whatsoever? I'm going to go grab Angeli. Just grab it from my hands. Let's set down MST. And I may as well summon a Spell Striker, because why not? Alright, in my turn, back to Killer AK. What's he going to do for this play? I've only got 3000 life points left, and he's got 8400. And he plays Shaddoll Core. This is a card which is a trap monster. You can special summon this card as a monster, and don't worry about what it can do really, because I'm going to use MSC to destroy it. Although, because it will be sent to the graveyard, it will get to activate an effect. MSC destroys Shaddoll Core. Its effect is now going to activate, and it's going to be able to add one Shaddoll spell attack card from his graveyard to his hand. Shaddoll Core is a really interesting card. It's actually a pretty good card because it special summons itself as a dark Shaddoll monster, but it can also substitute itself for any element for any Shaddoll fusion that you want to, making it a little bit more versatile. Shadolls typically are dark monsters, and you have to mix them with other decks if you want to use the other monsters, the other attribute Shaddoll cards, but Shaddoll Core kind of helps out with that. AK special summons another copy of Shaddoll Winder for the same reason as before, to add another spell attack card from his graveyard. Sending one copy to the graveyard. What's he going to go for this time? Is he going to go for Shaddoll Fusion again? I guess so. Seems like a bit of a waste to me doing that, but he also gets to activate Squamata's effect. Squamata is going to be able to send one Shaddoll card from my opponent's deck to the graveyard. And the card he sent to the graveyard was Hedgehog, I believe, which is going to allow him to add one card from his hand to from his deck to his hand. No, it was Falco, never mind. Falco's going to special summon itself into face down defense position. Okay, off into the battle phase. My opponent decides to go for Spell Striker. Interesting. Very interesting. Killer AK, I'm not sure why you did that, mate. Ooh, could this be the moment I've been waiting for? First of all, let's play MST. MST, destroy one of those face down cards. What is that? It was another copy of Shaddoll Core. It didn't activate for some reason, I'm not sure why. Doesn't matter, I'm going to play Magaline. Magaline's going to let me add something from my deck to my hand. And really, I'm going to go for another Magaline because who cares at this point. But fortunately, I've got two level 4s on the field, which means I can get out my boss monster. Let me get out Tiramisu. Finally! Let the floodgates close. Tiramisu, best card in the MADOLCHE deck. Gonna detach one card, gonna shuffle two cards in from my graveyard to the deck, and let me get rid of some cards from my opponent's field right now. Get rid of Winder, get out of here, I don't want to see you anymore, I'm sick of you. And the face down card, why not, get rid of that too. And MADOLCHE ticket is now gonna let me special summon something from my deck. Let me go for Mesogalato. Or just because he's the biggest beater. Yeah, Messingalato. Messingalato won't be able to activate because Messingalato requires me to have a beast type monster on the field. So his effect won't activate, but he will at least be able to swing and do a bit of damage to my opponent. Yeah, this is all I'm going to be able to do for now, but this is a-okay. Finally, let me swing at a Killer AK. Payback for making me wait all those turns. Stupid window. That's 2200. Okay, now I'm gonna have to end my turn, and then finally we get the ball rolling. The duel actually may now begin. Now, with MADOLCHE Queen Tiramisu on the field, I'm feeling fine. I don't feel too bad right now, the situation which I'm in. But one card I really want, and I really hope I can get, is a copy of Abyss Dweller. If I can get Abyss Dweller out, it will help me shut down some of those cards in my opponent's graveyard. So I just need 2 level 4s out in order to make that work. My opponent first is going to play Shaddoll Fusion, and because I have Tiramisu, a monster special summon from my extra deck on the field, he's going to be able to use materials from his deck. What's he going to send? He says Shaddoll Beast and Lila. Gonna go for El Shaddoll Construct. A card which is actually currently banned in the Yu-Gi-Oh! TCG. He does a lot of things. First of all, he has 2800 attack, I believe, so it's going to be able to destroy Tiramisu, no problem. When it is special summon, it can send 1 Shaddoll card from the deck to the graveyard. His beast is going to activate now because it was sent to the graveyard too, and I'm going to let him draw 1 card. Now my opponent is going to send, is it Falco? Is that Falco? Yep, it's Falco. Going to send Falco to the graveyard. That's going to trigger. Let him special summon that too. And I can't remember what Construct's main effect is. It has another effect which does something, but I can't quite remember what it does. But it's going to attack Tiramisu nonetheless. And oh, I know what it does. If it attacks a monster, I think it is, if it attacks a monster that's been special summoned, then it automatically destroys it with through its effect and not by battle. So I almost managed to make it turn around there, but not quite what I had in mind. But that's okay. I can go for another level 4 if I want to. Let's normal summon Mewtwo. Now really, I should special summon Angeli and do some shenanigans with that. Angeli, out you come, babe. There you go. And let's tribute Angeli. Let's get out Hoot Cake. Let's get the ball rolling. Let's get rid of some of these cards, please. Hoot Cake comes to the field. Let's now get rid of Angeli, and then oh, Angeli, is Angeli the best option right now? It's not a bad option, that's for sure. If I could get Naturia Beast back on the field too, that would be awesome. But it's in my graveyard. There's no ball ready to special summon that out. So let's banish Angeli, and now let's go for Messingalato. And this time his effect will trigger because there are 2 beasts on the field. And now I'm going to be able to add in, I think Chateau is in my deck still. Killer AK is thinking about what to do here. I think, oh, he's going to do it for El Shaddoll Fusion. What's he going to try and fusion summon? Before he does, I'm going to play Maxi. So that anything he special summons is going to get me a draw. He sends Construct and Falco to the graveyard. Both of those will activate. And now goes for another copy of Winder. Ah, you bastard. Winder, it's going to stop me from special summoning again. Really played that at the right time. This really sucks. I'm going to grab Chateau though. Now I do still have 1 special summon which I can use, so I'm not in a terrible situation. But Construct now sent to the graveyard is going to add 1 Shaddoll Spell Track card from the graveyard to his hand. He goes to Shaddoll Fusion again. And Falco is going to special summon 1 Shaddoll monster from his grave to the field. He goes for Falco again. And I managed to draw into Soul Charge. That should be useful, right? So let's play Tiramisu. Let's try and get rid of Winder. I think I've got this. I think I got ya. I managed to outstall your cards a bit. And I think I may be able to turn it around. Bye bye Messing Gelato. Let's shuffle back in. Tiramisu in case I need a third copy. And Ticket. Get rid of Winder. Get rid of the face down. Get them out of here, please. Now let's go for Lever. Clear up some space for my field. Come on. Oh, I could go for Alucard actually. Alucard might even be better in this situation because I at least can get that face down card out of the way. Just trying to decide what I am going to do. I do have Soul Charge in my hand. I could be able to use it to special summon some monsters from my grave. If I'm going to use Soul Charge though, I'm going to have to give up my battle phase. Unfortunately, I recognize that I can only do 4,000 damage to my opponent, and with my two monsters on the field, he'll be able to use Shaddoll Fusion no problem. So I really need to find a way to stop him from making those kind of plays. So let's play Soul Charge. Let's get some monsters back from the grave. I want to do Abyss Dweller. If I can get Abyss Dweller out as well, that'd be great. And Shaddoll and the Truya Beast. So I can knock down his spell cards. I can also shut down his graveyard. This will be a-okay. This will be fine. Out comes Magaline. Out comes Messing Gelato. Out comes the Truya Beast. And there it goes.